Welcome to In the Deep End podcast. I am your host, Cosmic.
And I'm your co-host, Twist.
Welcome back, Deep Divers. Today, we are talking about weight. Weight plagues so many of us, whether you gain too much weight, whether you can't gain any weight, and the struggles physically and mentally that come along, and hell, spiritually, that come along with all of that. What do you think, Twist?
Weight has been emotional warfare for me for years now.
Has that been your whole life?
No, heck no. Listen, before I had you, I could eat French fries every single day. I had pints of ice cream, and I never gained weight. I always looked really good. But after I had you, my body was like, okay, all those French fries and pints of ice cream. Yeah, I got you. So it has been, you are 25 here soon.
Yeah.
It has been a problem for me for 25 years.
I tore down the foundation.
Yes, absolutely. It's like I'm at a point now where I eat something that I love and I can damn near hear the weight. Okay. And I play emotional games on myself all the time. I deemed myself an emotional eater, but I have come to realize something about that because I do eat when I'm emotional, whether it's good or bad. All of them. Food is like the go-to. But then, the craziest part about it is that after you eat it, you're also on an emotional roller coaster.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. And also your mind plays a lot of tricks on you too.
It does.
So yes, and me being a woman, of course, as we all know, women get this whole bad rap about we don't take care of ourselves and we get fat and we don't this and it's true for me. I'm fat, but working on it. But it has been a constant struggle.
I feel like you're lucky. You've been fortunate. My whole life, I've had I'm not gonna say weight problem. I've always been thick bodied, always, since I was a little kid. I wasn't always fat. I believe I got really, really fat about, what do I want to say? I think I got fat really in middle schools when I got I'd say 6th grade. 5th to 6th grade.
I would agree with
is
that.
when I really started to get like a belly and whatnot. Prior to that, I have always been a thick, big bone person. I've never been small, ever. I have no idea what it's like for your thighs not to tear up your jeans because they just, boy, it's just worn out in between the thighs. It's just constant friction. So it's something that I've struggled with all my life for the most part. Just like Twist was saying, you eat something and it's almost like I'm sitting there and I could just feel the rolls swelling on my back. I'm just like, damn, man. Like you said, it affects you mentally. And I think it's the number one cause to my depression, if I have depression at all, is my weight. But guys, I hate eating healthy greens and vegetables. I like fruits and nuts and things of that nature. I'm a big meat and potatoes person though. I love my carbs. I love my beef, but it's just not good for me. And especially the carbs. I love ice cream, bread and butter. I'll tear down a box of Red Lobster biscuits in a minute. I really will. It's just not good. It's not good. I love eating out. It's not good. And it's a struggle because I want to be in shape. I want to be fit and I exercise, but exercise is only going to be 30% of the battle. 70% of that is what you eat. Now, one thing I will say about me is I'm a big water drinker. I rarely drink anything other than water. So I'm winning in that aspect of health. But as far as food goes, and then it's time consuming to eat well. Everything that's quick is bad for you. And I'm lazy.
You're right about that. And you know what, too? Cosmic makes a good point. He doesn't like to eat well. I'm the complete opposite. I love vegetables. I love nuts and grains. And I could eat vegetables all day, every day.
She really can.
But it's my exercise program that I don't do well. And a lot of that has to do, old age age, bad knees and stuff, but there's still a lot. Like, I have a rowing machine in my room. Do I use it every day? No, but I probably use it about 3 times a week. Do I row as long as I should? No. So, it's just a struggle, Thank God for YouTube, because I will put somebody's video on that lasts like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll row through that whole video.
Right.
And then once the video's over, I'm like, whew, instead of going further, because I could go further, but it's just something about it. I don't know, damn it. It's just a struggle.
Right.
And, there are so many things that are tied to how we look based on weight, how people perceive you.
Yes.
When you're overweight.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what you have to say.
It doesn't.
Or how good of a person you are, because all they see is that you're overweight. Therefore, you're lacking some sort of self-control, I think is what they think.
That's the initial response. In my experience, fat and all, guys, I have pulled some things that I never thought in a million years I could catch any attention from certain people. But after people do get to know you, if you just have that it factor, not to brag on myself or nothing, but if you have that it factor,
that je ne sais quoi,
people, I'm not gonna say
they'll overlook
I'm not gonna say they'll overlook it, but they accept it more. But I have gone through experiences and times where I've looked good, like belly's down, rolls are gone, and people treat you so differently. Even strangers, people become so much nicer to you. And I'll just be walking around, like, people are smiling, and they come up and talk to you, and I'm like, oh, I must be cute or something.
You are cute. Well, too, I think that weight, it sometimes can be a protective layer over us.
What do you mean by that?
Being that weight, it's almost like a hoarder. Hoarders like to have all this shit in their house, right? Because they feel it does something for them.
Right.
It's like a protection, and they're like in this cocoon that they've made with all this crap.
So it's like a comfort.
Yes, there is. I think there's some form of that for some people as well.
Do you think that it's almost, this might be a stretch, but do you think that it's kind of like victim mentality in a way, or some form of I have an excuse to not be my most optimal self?
Yes, it's an excuse.
Okay.
Yes, it's an excuse.
I agree.
It's a hide behind.
In a way, I agree.
It is a hide behind. Like I said, in the last 25 years, I have had weight fluctuation. More so in the last 10 years. I've gone up, and then I've gone all the way down, and then I've gone up again, and it has been a roller coaster. And right now, I am currently on I gotta tell you guys, I looked in the Ring camera. I was going out to the mailbox, and I looked at myself in the Ring camera. I was like, God damn,
man, because you don't feel the way you look. Yeah, I know how you feel.
I was like, good Lord. So you know what? So now Cosmic and I both, we're on a liquid diet right now. And it is day, 5 for me? Wait, Thursday, Friday, it's day 4 for me.
And I believe it's day 2 for me.
And it's going...
Or day 3.
It's going pretty well. I am down 5.1 pounds. Yay. So I'm really, really happy about that, but it's pretty rough. But I have to say, I'm not as hungry as I thought I'd be. I was really worried that I was going to be starving, but I'm not starving at all, guys. It's actually pretty good. I drink a protein shake in the morning. I might have, I was like on YouTube looking at recipes, and I made this cucumber, pineapple, and ginger juice with the juicer, and I drink a little bit of that, and then I might have some low sodium broth, and then some sugar-free Jello, that kind of thing. And it hasn't been bad at all. Do I recognize that this is not sustainable? Yes. But when I do start to incorporate, the plan is to go 30 days.
What do you mean when you say not sustainable?
I can't do it for the rest of my life.
Oh, you couldn't? Yeah, okay.
No, because you need nutrients and things that you just don't get from liquid. Now, granted, if you are doing super greens every day and beets and things like that, it could be, but I think for me, I would rather incorporate some healthy vegetable eating like we were saying earlier.
I'm going to go ahead and take that scoop of super greens.
Yeah. So this is kind of a drastic measure at this point, and I just want to get kind of a jump start on things. I can still fit my clothes and stuff, but they're tight.
Yeah, that's what sucks about weight.
They're tight and they're uncomfortable and they're not cute because once you start busting out of stuff, you need to hang it up.
Right.
So, but I refuse to go get anything bigger. So I said, I'm done with this.
Right.
I don't feel good.
Yes.
I'm tired of being miserable.
Yes.
And I'm old, you guys. I'm getting older, so my poor little bones are just under all kind of pressure. So I got to get rid of this weight, you guys. So I'm gonna bring you guys on this journey with me in Cosmic, so you can kind of see what our liquid diet journey is like and what our end results are. I can't wait to share it with you guys, but don't drag me if I don't make it.
Absolutely. The clothes thing sucks, guys. I have so many clothes. If you were to see me in real life, most of the times I have a hoodie on and some basketball shorts. I have a lot of clothes. I just can't fit them because we've had some life trials these last few months in particular, and it has, I'm a binge eater when I'm going through a real hard time, not just like, oh, I'm upset. When I'm going through a really hard time, I binge eat. When I say binge eat, guys, I'm probably eating every hour, unless I'm like stuffed. And then when that's halfway down, I'm eating again. And so I've blown up, almost the biggest I've been, almost. Not quite there, but I got really close to it. And it's like by 40, 50 pounds, I've blown up. So it's just not good. It's not good. It's crazy. I hate that. And I'm the type of person where you see me this year and I'm in shape. I'm in good shape. I'm hitting the gym every day. I'm exercising every day. And then you see me next year and I'm 260 again.
You guys.
It's like, what the hell?
Cosmic has, when he gets into his mind, he's going to lose weight. He's going to lose weight. I've never seen someone with such determination when they do make their mind up. He was, how thin were you last or a couple summers ago? You said
when I was working at Goodyear?
Yes.
I was 190.
190. What about when you were down below in the Riverdale?
I was like 180 then. I was like small.
He really puts his mind to things and gets himself together quickly. I wish I had half of the determination that he has when it comes to losing weight. But I am going to get a lot better at it, and I have a vision in my head of what I want to be and want to look like. So if I can bring that to fruition, I will be very happy.
And just to give you a tip, that is the determination. When you're it's the vision. When you're exercising, and even on the days when you're like, I don't want to do this shit today, I sit and I go, I'm not happy where I am now. I remember how I was feeling before I started, and then I think about, it's almost like I can damn near see myself in shape, and so it's almost like I'm gonna go run towards that, I'm gonna go walk towards that, I'm gonna go lift weights towards that, and it's all about chasing the vision. And eventually, you have to have grace with yourself and take things day by day, but eventually you look up and you're like, oh, you walk past the mirror, you're like, wait a minute, oh shit, look, just like you walk past the mirror or the camera and you see yourself big, it's the same thing on the other side.
And you know what too, just with this 4 days on doing this liquid diet, I sat there and I'll think about tacos, or I'll think about, I think I want to go and get this, that, and the third, and first thing I think about is you were miserable, Danda. You are miserable. Stop making yourself miserable.
And isn't that so hard? Because the cravings are strong.
This is something you have control over.
Yes.
You can't blame nobody else. Yes. You can't say, well, this, it's all on you.
And I'm glad that you said that. I listened to this YouTuber. His name is Leo Skeppy. And he talks about this. He said he used to be a chubby kid, and he's this real fit guy now. And he talks about he had a binge eating problem. Mm-hmm. And so he talks about how, there's this whole box of ice cream bars, and I'm about to kill the whole thing. He said, it's all about accountability. Mm-hmm. He said, I have to be accountable. I can control it, because the excuse you make is when you're in it, I can't help myself. I just can't control myself. And that's a lie. You're lying to yourself. So he said what he started doing was, you have to sit there and make the choice. And before you grab that box and you sit with that box in your hand and you tell yourself in that moment, I am choosing to be miserable. I am choosing to go back on my promise I made to myself. Yes. I am choosing to continue to be overweight. I am choosing this. I can choose not to do this. And he says, if after you've gone down that laundry list and you say, I'm still going to eat this box of ice cream bars, eat it and don't feel guilty about it after, because you chose to do it. That is a choice you make. Take accountability for the decision you make. You're not going to be perfect, and fixing eating problems and binging problems does not change overnight. It's just like any other addiction. You might do really good. Hell, you might be 5 years clean, and then for whatever reason, you fall down the slope again. So be patient with yourself, guys. It's not easy when you have an issue. And
for me, I'm not a binge eater. I like cookies and things, but right. I don't binge eat. But what my problem is I like a cocktail. Okay. That's right. My issue. A beer or something, cocktail. So all of that has to go if you intend on losing weight. Also, I like tacos. I like carnita tacos. Mm-hmm. Carnita tacos and a beer, that's or a cocktail, that is my thing. I love it. But you know what? I love feeling good.
Right.
I love looking good.
Right.
And I can't do those things and enjoy those things the way I want to.
It sucks because you have to cut out the immediate gratification for the long-term gratification. And most people in the world, they suck at it. There's some that make it look so easy. Mm-hmm. And you look at them, and for me, I'm like jealous. I get jelly. I'll be like, why can't I be like that? And the truth is, I can be. I'm not putting in the work that they're putting in. And of course, genetics play a part.
Genetics does play a part.
And I get salty about that too.
Look, he's looking at me side eye.
I got it bad on both sides, guys. Both sides, I got it bad. So when I'm out here working, I'm fighting a whole lot of generational curses. It's like, damn.
That's funny.
Everything, it's all about your work ethic. And before it's about your work ethic, it's about your mindset. Mindset is everything. Like I said, Twist says I'm like one of the hardest working people, determination when I get my mind put to it. But it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. And the thing is, I love exercising. I just hate starting it. But once I'm doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill this. But to get up, because you're in bed or you've been relaxing or whatever the thing is, or you get back from having a long day and you're tired, you don't want to lift any weights, you don't want to go for a walk, you don't want to go for a little jog. It's very difficult, but it's worth it.
I don't want to do anything when I come home from work. When I come home from work, I want to just decompress, But again, that's one of those, it's another one of those mind trips that we put on ourselves, okay? There's nothing wrong with you getting home from work, getting undressed, and doing an exercise routine for about 30 or 45 minutes. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that, me and my boss talked about this thing that we called rituals. rituals.
Right.
We do these rituals.
Yes.
And my ritual in this case is, I'm going to go home, take my clothes off, and sit on the couch and watch YouTube.
Right.
See what my YouTube folks are up to today.
Right.
And that's what I like to do every day. So anything that disrupts that, I'm unhappy.
Yeah. I'm a big routine person. I'm more of a routine person than I ever thought I was. I remember one time you wanted me to do something. You and Granny wanted me to do something or whatever it was. And I was in my room. I had a little thing. I'd wake up, I'd game for a couple hours or whatever before I got my day started or whatever it was. I was resting. I was doing something. It was routine. It was in my routine. And you wanted me to do something. I was so pissed because I was like, I'm busy. And it's like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything that's benefiting me. And not only that is what it wanted to do, but it's in my routine. Yes. And my routine is being disrupted. So I understand what you mean when you say, the rituals being interrupted. It causes some form of inner agitation.
But at the end of the day, you know what it all comes down to?
What is that?
Either you want to be skinny or you don't.
Right. Either you want to be in shape or you don't.
And if you don't, then keep not wanting to disrupt that ritual. Mm-hmm. Keep eating those tacos and beers, mm-hmm. right? That's basically, it just is. What do you want?
Right.
And you say you want this, but your actions are not showing that this is what you want. Mm. These are all the conversations I've had with myself.
Yeah.
So it's tough, though, because things do happen where it could be a tragedy or something very disruptive in your normal routine that could not be helped.
Right.
And it throws everything off.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for me to get on the right track.
Right.
That when I'm on it and something will come and derail me.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get back on.
It is.
And I've had, as you were saying, we've had so many derailments over the past few years.
Yeah,
you
true.
know. So hopefully, and again, it's a mindset. Just because you're derailed doesn't mean you have to go back to old habits.
But I think that takes a lot of inner work. I tell myself that very same thing, and I've had to come to the realization and to look in the mirror and be real with myself and say, you were not that person. You're not the person that gets derailed and you get back on the tracks and keep it moving. That's not you. That's not you. I'm not saying it's never going to be you, but you have to be real with yourself before you can ever change anything. I'm not that person. When I get knocked down, I'm going to get up again, but I need to lay here for a few minutes because I'm stunned. Mm-hmm. I'm not that person yet. I don't know what it's going to take or what I have to, solve or add to myself to get closer to that. But I'm not that person. I'm not that person. When I'm down for the count.
But
when I'm up again, I'm up.
But when you're down, mm-hmm. as we all get,
right?
Does that mean that you also have to reincorporate your bad habits through that downtime?
It kind of does, because like you said, it's my comfort.
It's comforting.
It's my comfort.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm already uncomfortable doing
whatever
it is I'm doing, whether I'm getting in shape, whether I'm eating right, whether I'm not smoking, whatever it is, I'm already uncomfortable. So to add not just life's pressures, but true tragedies and true derailments, it's just I'm at a point where, and if I get pushed to being too uncomfortable, I don't know where that goes. I don't want to derail to a point where I can't get back on the tracks.
Right.
Because I've done something to put me in a bad situation, and now look, I thought I was derailed before.
Right.
So I run to my comfort because I'm like, okay, if I can just eat this, okay, or if I can just sit and lay here all day and not do shit, until I get some my wits about myself again. That's what it is for me. It's a part of me knows I need comfort. I just have to reconstruct my mind as to what I find comfort in.
That's the key, I think, right there. Because and again, Hoarders is my show, you guys. I like to watch Hoarders, but in a lot of the hoarding episodes, words, they say that it was some sort of personal tragedy that first drove them to this behavior.
And they never got up.
Yeah,
I'm going to get up.
And so for me, because I watch Hoarders all the time, and because I know I'm a ritual person, and every time I start getting too much stuff around the house, I'm like, uh-oh. So I start cleaning up because I don't want that personal tragedy to be me on, Hoarders.
Right.
But the same thing applies to weight.
True.
I have to apply that same thought process to weight.
Yes.
So for me, it's been a self-analysis, whirlwind.
Yes.
As to why I do the things I do, why I make those choices.
Right.
And I'm trying to reteach myself.
Right.
But it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
And I'm 53 years old.
Right.
And every day I'm trying to reteach myself something to try to make my life better.
It never stops.
It never stops.
It never stops.
So weight has just plagued my life for the last 25 years or so. And it's been tough.
And you know what the kicker is for me? I know that it is my sole problem. It is my sole issue. I feel like if I got my weight under control, if I was able to really, get after it and look the way I wanted to do, I could have the world if I wanted it. That's how I genuinely feel.
I think you can have the world now, but I do understand that statement and how you feel.
Well,
I do
because
understand
it all comes from within.
Yes.
Because when you don't feel good within, you don't produce as you could externally. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's a weight thing. If I could get this in order, I'd be a force. Yes, am I a force now? Sure. But do I carry? Do I really come with that energy? No, because I have my insecurities and I have my problems, and I'm all depressed because I can't fit into my clothes. So it's like you wake up feeling good and then you get dressed and you can't fit anything. You're like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And now you're upset. Now that whether you realize it or not, there's a shift in how you're feeling. So it plagues me. I'm not one of these people. Now, for some of you, and women in particular, I don't know how you're out here. Stomach all out.
Oh my God. And you know what?
Thighs all out.
Yeah, and Cosmic, that is a big thing.
Big as hell. I wish I had that type of, I don't know what it is, but I could.
Nobody should have that type of confidence. Okay. Nobody wants to see that.
They don't, but boy, they'll be out there.
Nobody
they don't care
wants
about
to see
nothing.
That.
I care too much.
I don't even want to see my own like that.
You know what I'm
mention
saying?
Yours.
And this is what I'm saying. I have a standard for myself of how I want to be. I'm not getting ready to be all up on nobody or anything. And I'm all big. It's almost like, look, I was listening to Lip Service by Angela Yee one time, and Stephanie Santiago was talking about how she was hooking up with one of her old friends or old high school flings or whatever. He was fat at the time though. And she said, this is why she said she requires all of her men to be fit this day and age. She goes, after they were finished, they were like in doggy or whatever. And after they were finished, she said, I felt his stomach slide off my back. And that was just it for me. I was all like,
That's hilarious.
And I could just imagine what that must be like. That's just like, so it's just, it plagues me, boy. It plagues me.
Well, for me, I have to just do some mental rewiring.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's mental rewiring for sure.
Yes, because I was not overweight as a child. Again, all the way up until 29-ish, 30, I was in really good shape, probably a size 7.
And you didn't exercise.
No, it was just naturally.
Right. Look, I got that going for me. Maybe if I get it together, I can hold on to it.
I was a size 7 or 8 for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And so all of this weight gain was a new thing for me.
Right.
So I didn't really know how to maneuver these new waters I was in.
Because it was never never a problem.
No. So I had to learn, okay, so this is the issue. And I'm thinking this wasn't an issue before. Why is it an issue now? So I guess
Right.
your metabolism changes as you get older.
Right.
Your body goes through different things, I guess. But I've just, over the past 10...
And like you said, you really noticed it once you had me.
Right.
So I don't know what part pregnancy plays into weight gain, but I know that, you know, it's always been a thing that you hear. You know, women say, you know, oh, after I had kids, they just ruined me. And all of that stuff as far as their weight goes.
When I had Monty, which is my oldest son, guys, for you that don't know, I didn't have a weight problem because I was young, maybe because I was much younger then.
Right.
But then 9 years later, I had you.
Yeah.
And it just went to hell.
So
from
a
there.
mix of age and pregnancy.
I
You
guess
think?
so. I guess so. But
Now, were your cravings worse with me? Were you eating something
No.
crazier with me than you were with Monty?
No. In fact, I was more active when I was pregnant with you because I was still working my full-time job
Right.
all the way up until a week before you were born.
Right.
So I was in great shape during the pregnancy.
Okay.
And you know, when you're at work, you can't be doing all that. You know,
Right.
you just eat at your lunchtime.
Right.
So, but when
I was malnourished.
one thing that happened, I think, is that I was in this new phase. My body was in this new phase, but my mentality remained what it was
When you were
before.
skinny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was
like, I can just eat whatever.
Yes.
Right.
So I was still doing skinny stuff as far
Right.
as eating, but my body wasn't responding the same. And before I knew it,
Right.
I was in a position I shouldn't have been in.
Right. I can understand that.
And then once I was in that position, I didn't know how to get rid of it.
Right.
Because exercise and stuff was just never
it was
in my...
not. It wasn't right. It wasn't a part of your
So it
routine.
was all new to me, having to get an exercise regimen going, having to monitor what I was eating. I was like, this is some bullshit.
Right.
What is this? But you know what, Shanda? You either get it together or you're going to be 300 pounds.
And that's
is
what
just
it
the
is.
reality
That's
of
the
it.
reality of it.
So you need to do whatever you need to do your little reevaluation and rewiring. Figure it out. If you need some help, go get some help. You just need to figure it out.
Yeah, it's all in the mindset, guys. And on the flip side, there are people who can't gain any weight. And men,
I kind of wish I was over there.
I do too, but
Yeah.
men in particular, they struggle with it because girls don't want no twig, you know, chicken legs guy, usually.
So
you know,
then
they want
they-
somebody that has some density to them. And I know a lot of guys, I see a lot of guys on social media where they struggle. And some guys, you know, they exercise and they look big, but if they were to stop exercising for a week, they come back and say, oh my gosh, guys, I lost 10 pounds of muscle mass. And I'm thinking,
So their body
damn,
just
their
run-
body eats.
metabolism is just going.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's a problem for some people. Some people, they wish that they could gain weight, but they just can't.
Well, I think both are a problem. I can see how people would be plagued with an issue on both sides. But I definitely, in my opinion, being overweight is far worse than underweight. Only because you battle with health issues when you're too overweight.
Absolutely.
But I got to tell you guys, I've been very fortunate. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have anything like that. Yes, to be as old as I am, right? So I'm very fortunate, but I'm trying to not have those things going.
Right. We got to.
Yeah,
right.
I'm trying to preserve myself as long as I can, you know, because I do know that, especially in the Black community, those things are prevalent. So I don't want to be a part of that group.
Right.
And in order to do that, I got to get it together.
And it's a journey, guys. It's a journey. When you go on a weight loss journey, give yourself a year. Give yourself a year. If you're like me, I'm someone, like Twist said, I work very, very hard at my exercise and trying to get it together. And I think I may work a little too hard. And And in a month's time, I feel like, damn, I've exhausted myself every day, I've pushed myself to my limits. And if there is a change, it's so little, it's so slight. It's just like, and I get discouraged. There's been times in my past where that stopped me. I felt like, well, damn, if this is all I get, I might as well go eat that half a gallon of Bluebell ice cream. I might as well go up here and order 2 burgers and 2 fries and a drink, So, but if you stick it out, if you give yourself that year, in 6 months, you will be surprised at what you look like. If you can make it the whole year, you'll be like, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was being. A year sounds like a long time. A year is nothing in compared to your entire life.
Yes, that's true. And another thing too that kind of whips my perspective into shape quick, fast, and in a hurry.
What?
Watch an episode of My 600-Pound Life. And that'll get your ass. You'll be right back on track.
It really will. You ever seen somebody so big?
Never in real life.
You have not in real life, boy. I've seen some people. I got home, went straight to the gym. It was like that was my motivation. I was all like, "Oh hell!"
That's
and it's not that I'm judging you; it's that I know I could get there. So let me go ahead and take action now.
People, and I feel so sorry for those people because I look at myself with the little weight not little, but the little weight that I do have.
Because we hold weight well.
Yes,
we don't look.
People look at me and would never really know how much weight I really weigh.
Same here.
But I know. It's like I fit my, my clothes. Like I said, I can still fit my clothes, but they're tight and uncomfortable.
Right.
And don't look as cute. But I can see how people get to that point with their mental state. And then they get so big, they can't even do anything comfortably as far as exercise regimen.
Right.
So some people just say, forget it. And they just,
And I get that. Like I said, I get to a point where it's like, fuck it. But I'm such a like I told you guys before, I just can't stay down. Even though I think I'm gonna be down forever in that moment, if you ever catch me in a down period, you'll be thinking like, oh, like he's done. He's never gonna be, he's never gonna get up again. Because that's how I feel, and I express how I feel at the moment. But there's always something in me that kicks in that's like, okay, we've had our little time in the valley. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. Let's get up. So I too feel bad for the people who don't have that kick in the ass to say for themselves. They don't have that inner compass and that inner ignition to say, okay, I'm gonna do this for me. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it has to come externally. If it comes at all.
But yeah, so there are lots of different things I think that as human beings, we have to put into perspective and sometimes change it as time moves forward just to remain our best selves, or work very hard in trying to remain our best selves, and also improve ourselves as well.
Right.
But one thing that really bothers me, and this is more on a personal note, is that being in the Black community, there are so many of us that have weight problems, and women in particular is because I'm of that community.
Right.
And it hurts me to see so many of us look so bad.
So bad, yeah.
And then I'm a part of the community, but I don't want to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
So I'm a part of the Black woman community, but I want to be a positive representation.
Right.
And in doing so, that means taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul.
Right.
So it's something that it's always in the forefront for me. That's why I want to be serious about getting my body together.
Right.
Because I'm an older representation. Okay.
An older representation?
Yes, because this is what you could look like.
Right.
Right. And it just takes a little work, not a whole lot.
Right.
If you have the proper mindset.
Right.
So,
and guys, you don't need a gym membership. You don't need weights. There's so many things that you can do within the comfort of your home. Hell, a jump rope, that $20 you were going to drop on fast food, go get a decent jump rope is like $15, and that's expensive. You can get a regular jump rope for less than that. Get a jump rope. If you can't jump rope, just stand up and lift your knees as high as they can go, one at a time for 15 minutes. Jumping jacks, push-ups, planks. There's so many things that you guys, squats. There's so many things that you guys can do. Go walking in your neighborhood. If your neighborhood's not safe to go walking in, like I said, find some indoor activities. Hell, go to a place where it is safe. Go to the other side of town to where there's a nice park and walk the park. Do something. You don't have to spend money to be in shape or to start to get in shape.
I completely agree with that. And for the older folks out there that got bad knees and stuff and osteoporosis, can't be doing no jumping jacks and jump rope. But at the same time, you can sit and you can use weights, low impact weights for your legs and arms. You can also do a lot of exercises while sitting as far as abdominal exercises. You can do squats, but by way of at the couch, come down and touch the couch and go back up. That way, if you misstep, you're not having an issue. So you can do it. You can do it. And that's something that I'm learning for myself right now as we speak. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to come on and kind of share this with you guys because it's something that we're currently on a journey with. So we wanted to bring you guys along.
Absolutely. And I hope you guys learned something. I hope some of you are motivated to, take on your own journey, and everybody's journey is your own. One big rule as a gym goer is focus on your journey. When you look to the right of you, there's someone who that's where you want to be. And if you look to the left of you, there's someone where they would like to be like you and in your shoes. So focus on you and what your journey entails and what you have going on. Stick to it. Be consistent. Sometimes it's not always going to be a great workout. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're weak and that you only it was like a 50% effort. Do it. Build the habit. Stay consistent.
I agree.
And that's all we have for you guys today, guys. Thank you for listening, Deep Divers. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And again, the YouTube channel will be up soon, guys. We're working on it. And if you guys have any comments, share your own experiences. Have you struggled with weight your whole life? Are you a binge eater? Whatever it is you are, can you not gain weight at all? What is your situation? Let us know. Make sure to give us 5 stars, guys, and we'll talk to you again next time. Gone.